Hello everybody, welcome to Tarot and the Star. I am your host, Melody. Today we're going to be doing another ghost box reading on the Unexplained. So it will be another episode of the Unexplained Mysteries. And we will be asking various questions on the Unexplained. So, without further ado, let's say our prayer to Archangel Michael first. Archangel Michael, please protect me and my viewers as I conduct this ghost box reading on the Unexplained. I'm creating this ghost box reading as an informational for people. And it's to ask various questions so we have more clarity on things. Please shield us and protect us from negative forces, negative energies, negative beings, demonic forces, demonic entities, demonic beings, and prevent these things from attaching or attacking us via this video recording. Thank you, Archangel Michael, and please keep us shielded in white light. Thank you for supporting us. Amen. Okay, so the first one we're going to do on the Unexplained is Merlin. Now, the question on that is, we have a few questions. So let's dive in. Spirit guides that know the magician or wizard or warlock that they call Merlin that lived a long time ago during the time of King Arthur time, apparently. Did this person, Merlin, was Merlin, first of all, their real name? Spirit guides of the person that they call Merlin that lived a long time ago during the time of King Arthur. Was this person Merlin, was he able to go through time portals?
Listener.
Spirit guides of the person that they call Merlin that lived during the time of King Arthur. Merlin, if you can come forward and speak, we just want to know a little bit more about you. I'm doing an interview to ask questions, and just it's for informational purposes so we have a better understanding, as there wasn't much written about you in history. A question that we have on our mind is also whether you were able to see future events, Merlin. Were you a seer of some sort? guides of the person that they call Merlin that lived in the time of King Arthur. Where did Merlin exactly live? Did he live in the forest? Spirit guides of the person that they call Merlin that lived during the time of King Arthur. Was Merlin a medicine man? Thank you so much for coming through, spirit guides of Merlin, or Merlin if you came through, or spirits that wanted to answer on behalf of Merlin. We are going to end the session on this set of questioning with you, and we will say goodbye to you all now. Goodbye. We are ending the session with you. Goodbye. We will ask the second set of questions here. Spirit guides of those that created the Great Pyramids. What was the purpose of creating the pyramids, please? Spirit guides of the people that created the pyramids. Were the people of the time when the first pyramid was created, were they happy about the creation of that pyramid? Spirit guides of those that created the pyramids. Was the first pharaoh that was involved with the first pyramid creation, was that person part alien or alien in nature? Thank you so much for coming through, spirit guides of those that have created the pyramids. or the first pyramid, or those that came through to speak on behalf of this. Thank you for coming through. We are ending this set of questioning with you, and we are saying goodbye to you and ending the session. Thank you, goodbye. We are ending the session. Goodbye. And for the next set of questions, this will be on giant skeletons. Spirit guides of those that existed a long time ago on planet Earth that were giants, that archaeologists have discovered different bones and such that reflect giant people. Did giants actually exist on this Earth in which they were taller than 15 feet tall? Spirit guides of giants that maybe existed on this planet Earth a long time ago. If giants exist, spirit guides, or spirit guides that would know this question, I should say, if giants exist on this planet that are above 15 feet tall and are hiding from the people of the Earth now, why are they hiding?
Your point.
Thank you for answering that question, if you answered the question, Spirit Guides. The last question, the last two questions, I should say, are, did giants and normal-sized people coexist at some point of time on planet Earth? Thank you if you answered that question, Spirit Guides. The last question that we have on giants were giant people here before the normal-sized people existed on planet Earth, if giants in fact existed? thank you so much for answering these questions, spirit guides, that answered the questions on giant skeletons, or giants, I should say, or anybody that was a giant that came through that wanted to answer the questions or talk on their behalf. Thank you so much. We are ending this set of questioning with you all, and we are ending the session with you all. Thank you so much. Goodbye. We are ending the session. Goodbye. Now we will continue with a different set of questions on the person that they call Count Saint Germain. Spirit guides of the man that they call Count Saint Germain that supposedly passed away on February 27th, 1784 in Germany. Who was this man that they called Count Saint Germain? Was this his real name, please? Spirit guides of the man that they call Count Saint Germain that passed away on February 27, 1784 in Germany. Did this man that they call Count Saint Germain really live hundreds of years? Thank you. If you answered this question, Spirit Guides of Count Saint Germain, we're just trying to interview for more of an understanding of Count Saint Germain for information purposes, just trying to understand this part of history a bit more and who this person was. The other question that we have on Count Saint Germain, was Count Saint Germain, was this person a immortal person on earth? Thank you for answering that question, Spirit Guides of Count Saint Germain, if you answer that. The other question that we have is, how did Mr. Count Saint Germain live hundreds of years, if in fact he lived hundreds of years? What type of food or energy was he taking in order to live hundreds of years? Thank you for answering that, Spirit Guides of Count Saint Germain. The last question that we have in regards to Count Saint Germain is Count Saint Germain living amongst us today on planet Earth? Thank you for answering this set of questioning, Spirit Guides of Count Saint Germain. We appreciate it so much. And if you are no longer with us, Count Saint Germain, and you came through, thank you for answering questions on this. We're just trying to understand you a little bit more, as there's not enough written about you in history. And any spirits that came through on behalf of Count Saint Germain, thank you for answering this question. We have one question for the spirit guides out there that may know this question. We want to know if immortal people exist on planet Earth today. Are there immortal people that exist on planet Earth? And if so, why are they existing on planet Earth? Thank you so much for answering this question. Spirit guides that know the answer to that. I've always been curious if this was, in fact, I have a suspicion that there is, and I feel perhaps there is, but I wanted to get clarification on that. So thank you for answering that question for me. And thank you, everybody that answered the questions in regards to Count Saint Germain, or Spirit Guides of Count Saint Germain, and also the spirits that answered the question on if there's immortal people living on Earth. We are going to end this session, this part of this questioning with you all now, and we are going to say goodbye to you all now and end the session with you all now. Goodbye. We are ending this questioning and session regarding this subject, these two subjects. Goodbye. Thank you. Goodbye. Now we will move on with our next set of questioning and our last set of questioning. Spirit guides that would know anything in regards to missing 411. There's a man by the name of David Paulides that has been doing research on the missing 411. Well, I want to ask you, is there any basis on this research that he is doing on the missing 411, please?
Thank you. Thank you. Oh, I have.
Spirit guides on the missing 411. There has been talks about strange disappearances in national forests around the world, including regular forests that may be not documented as national, where people go into the forest and they end up missing. Can you tell us if these disappearances are caused by time portals, ghosts, Bigfoot, or aliens, please? Thank you for answering this question, Spirit Guides, if you answer this question. We will go to the next question on this subject, missing 411. Are the people that are taken from the forest that are never found, are they taken care of wherever they are? Thank you so much for answering the question. If you answer this question, Spirit Guides, on the missing 411. The last question we have about the missing 411, the people that end up missing that are never found, are, will these people that were taken from whatever means or how they were taken be brought back in the future? Will they be released back out into the future at some point? thank you so much for answering the spirit guides on the missing 411 and regarding the research that David Paulides is doing. We're just curious to know if there is basis to any of this, and we are not going to dive into this too much because we do have respect and we do understand that this could be deeper than we need to know. But we did want to understand, have a little understanding about this, and just know whether or not this has been going on and this is continuing to go on. So if you answered these questions, Spirit Guides, thank you so much for answering these questions for us. It's more for informational purposes, as I'm doing this recording for information purposes for my audience, that we want to be educated on what is going on in the world, pretty much. So thank you for answering those questions. We are going to say goodbye to you, Spirit Guides on Missing 411, and David Paulides, Spirit Guides or people that answered on behalf of his research or what he's doing. And we are going to say goodbye, and we're going to end the session with you now. Goodbye. We are ending the session with you now. Goodbye. And for all of the spirit guides that answered questions on any of the following, Merlin, the Great Pyramids or the pyramids, giants, giant skeletons, Count Saint Germain, or Missing 411, if you are still here, we are ending the session with you all now, and we are saying goodbye to you all now. Goodbye. We are ending the session. Goodbye. And for those of you still watching Tarot and the Star, this is another episode of the Unexplained. It's for us to have a little bit more understanding on some of these subjects. There are some subjects that I may not bring forth, as they may be too risque and be too dangerous to discuss. I felt that these subjects, and that I've asked questions about, are not too risque. Maybe the Missing 411 a little bit, but we didn't dive in too deep about that. So I feel that these are pretty safe subjects to discuss and ask questions about. I don't want to get too far into conspiracy theory or into secret societies or anything like that. I try to keep our channel safe and, just trying to get information about things that have occurred or that are occurring for information for you and for I. So, thank you so much for joining me with today's program of Tarot and the Star. If you're not subscribed, do subscribe and click on the notification button so you can be notified of my upcoming videos. And share this with other people that may be interested in the unexplained mysteries that we share here. I try to keep this show safe. I do know that there is things out there that you don't really need to know about that would be frightening, and I would not discuss these things. And it's better that way, honestly. I try to keep you guys safe. So, thank you so much for joining me today. I appreciate every single one of you. Always know that. Thank you. Until the next one. Bye now.